My name is Dr. Rob Lieb, and I'm a part of an organization of retired scientists called the Senior Science Society. And we also have an organization called the Senior Science Society Foundation. This organization is designed to provide education in the STEM field to students in Harford County. And we do this by creating modules that we present to the students. This is our first attempt to provide a module on tape so that it can be used over and over and over again, and also educate teachers on what it is that you need in order to produce a module, and also how to operate it safely. Now, we're going to be designing this module so that there are three parts. The first part is the instruments that you use, how to use them, and the demonstration itself. So we will begin with the instruments. The module that we're presenting is called States of Matter, and we will be using the equipment that's in front of us. It consists of liquid nitrogen, which we will be demonstrating later. The liquid nitrogen you need a container for, and you need to order this ahead of time, so make sure that you have it available. There are other resources, but we can make a list of those later. So we have liquid nitrogen, which provides very, very cold temperatures. A vacuum pump. You don't need a really good vacuum pump, but you do need a vacuum pump. The vacuum pump provides the vacuum that you need in order to demonstrate pressure differences. So therefore you need an AC power supply in order to do this as well. The other piece of equipment that you need is a bell jar. I know it doesn't look like a bell jar, but it is in fact a bell jar, which consists of a container, a gasket, and a base that has a vent on it. We'll be using this to show pressure differences and meet our objective, which we'll state later. You also need a dewar for the liquid nitrogen. The dewar will have inside of it an inflated balloon. This balloon should be placed in before and liquid nitrogen poured on top in order for the demonstration that we will proceed to happening in just a little bit. For safety, you might require gloves. These are chirogenic gloves, and they provide protection against cold when you pick up cold beakers that have liquid nitrogen in them. Most of the time, however, you really don't need these. Depends on what the regulations are for the place that you're going to be doing the experiment. This is the interactive part, and the students will be using these BBs along with a Petri dish in order to have activity during the demonstration. The BBs will be put into the Petri dish and serve as a model for molecules that move around, and the container which will serve as the model for the balloon. So we have the balloon model and the BBs modeling the molecules, and that is the interactive part. We need tongs in order to retrieve the balloon from the dewar, so that's there. We also need some beakers. They should be Pyrex beakers because they'll be containing liquid nitrogen, and they need to make sure that they can withstand the dramatic temperature differences that we will be experiencing. This is a device called Buckyballs, and they are magnetic balls, and they serve as the solid portion. The demonstration that we're doing is called States of Matter, and we're calling for solids, liquids, and solids. This is the solid version. And Buckyballs are simply magnetic balls about the size of the BBs, and they can be purchased at online or in various stores. Very interesting devices. We also need a flask with a nipple on the top and a stopper. This is for the liquid portion of the demonstration, and we boil water in here at room temperature using the vacuum. You need several balloons. Balloons are important because you should get helium quality balloons. They will sometimes break due to the extreme temperature difference, and the more expensive the balloon, the fewer breaks you have. Spare electrical cord is kind of necessary because sometimes, and extension cords, because the electrical outlets aren't always